Hi guys, it's Julia at Jaded Ivy. Today we're going to make some oatmeal lavender bath bombs that we found at beautycrafter.com. So first we're going to start off with some baking soda, citric acid, cornstarch, Quaker oats, and Epsom salts. Most bath bomb recipes will have the same basic recipe. They might alter slightly by about how much you use. This one is kind of unique because it does use some oatmeal. Oatmeal is really good for like adding nutrients to the skin, and it'll help soften it too. That's why I really like this recipe. So in this container, we already mixed some witch hazel along with our colorings. When adding any liquids, you want to make sure that you're really careful. So we prepped this one a little bit ahead of time. We're going to do this in just a second. We have to do our fractionated coconut oil. The coconut oil should not react to the baking soda, but you want to be really careful just in case it does. I usually wear gloves because the dyes can really stain your hands. Yeah, see there's no reaction with the coconut oil, but if you don't have as high a quality coconut oil and they add any water, you will have a reaction. So just make sure you check your products that you use. You want to mix it in really good, and the coconut oil will help moisten the ingredients. You start getting so where it'll start to stick together. If you're in moister climates, it'll stick together a lot better. I'm down in the desert. We don't have a lot of water in our air, so because of that, it's not as moist as I would like it. I'm going to be adding the color mixture right now, and as I do this, I want to have one hand mixing constantly so that the baking soda does not react. If the baking soda reacts when you have your bath bombs and you put them in the tub, they're not going to fizz as much. Because the baking soda has already reacted. That is why your bath bombs fizz, and some of them make noise. I don't have a purple dye like it says, so I just mixed blue and red together. Usually mine turn out a little bluer, and that's okay with me. I actually like blue more than purple, so you'll see some red dots in this. And that was totally fine because I don't really care too much about it. If you see it start bubbling at all in any areas, that means that your baking soda is reacting. You don't want that. Okay, so because witch hazel doesn't blend well with the dyes, you see there's quite a bit still on it. I just take a spray bottle, and I've already put witch hazel in this, and I just spritz it in to help get the rest of the dyes out. Beautycrafter doesn't actually mention witch hazel in hers. I prefer witch hazel because it's really great for the skin, and a little, see, it's reacting just a smidge. A little goes a long way with witch hazel, but also any dyes you're using, especially since we use food grade dyes, witch hazel will actually make them more dramatic. So like some of the blues that I might be using in this would be softer. They wouldn't be as vibrant if it wasn't for the witch hazel. Okay, so we're just going to mix this really good. Get it all really good mixed in. And then we're going to do the grip test like I was kind of showing you before. We want to make sure that our molds will actually hold. these are the molds we got. We got them off of Amazon. The pack we got came with 8 halves, so you can make 4 full bath bombs. What I found with using them is that you want to clean them in between making, because they will, the grit on the outside might stick, and then for some reason they just don't come apart very well, and you can ruin your efforts of making a bath bomb. Alright, so you want to grip your mixture, and you want to see if it stays together. This is actually a pretty decent holding of it. In this case, I might, if I wanted to, I could add a little bit more a witch hazel to help moisten it, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to take my bath bomb mold, and I'm just going to fill it in really good. And you want to push it, pack it in, and then you want to build a little mound on the side, packed in. And then with the other side, we're going to take some of our lavender leaves to make it look cute. I just want them to go at the bottom. Don't need too many, maybe like 10 to 15 little leaves, depending on how much you want. Remember, those will be floating around your bath. So if you do not like to have too much extra floating stuff, 1, I don't know why you picked this bath bomb because it has the oats, but 2, you don't want to add those. So you want to build a mold on this side too. So we got 2 molds. We're going to put them together, and you're just going to shove them together, and then what I do is I just go back and forth, and I get all of the extra out. Back and forth. And you want to make it so there's like nothing in between the two, if possible, between the molds. Alright, and you'll get to a point where it'll just, nothing else will want to come out. We got a little bit more over here. And just keep rotating it so you can get all the sides. Okay. And then you just take it. Voila! And voila! You have your beautiful bath bomb. Okay guys, so I'm just adding this because I made a mistake. As you can see, if you grip it too hard after you've pulled it out of the molds, before it has time to dry, it will crumble. So if you're gonna give this as a gift, or if you want it to be in your house and be more like aesthetically pleasing in your bathrooms for when guests come, remember to let these dry out for at least 24 hours before you place them somewhere, and be very careful with them before you place them, okay? When you use these, you want to make sure that your bathtub is completely full before you put one in, because depending on how much coloring you use, you could stain your bathtub. I always use food grade coloring, and I don't use a ton, maybe like 4 or 5 drops of each, but make sure you have a full bathtub. And this is with any bath bomb you use. Even if you use a store-bought one, you always use a full bathtub before you put your bath bomb in. Alright? Thank you guys for spending today with us. We'll see you next time.